Greetings. This is Body-Culinary. Just stopping in for a quick shout, just to share some of what I do to maintain my skin. So I am someone who, although I would say I've been eating healthy and had lots of healthy eating habits over the years, I experienced a lot of acne. So I'm just going to touch in today on some of the things that I have used to really help improve the condition of my skin. So if you get some value out of this video, if you know someone, or if you are someone that's one of those chocolate women that feels like you have hair that you hate, or if you know someone in your family that really does not like the texture of their hair or is very unhappy with their skin, this is something that you can share that is very comprehensive, easy, and what you can do if you're panicked, right? Or if your esteem is really going through something, if you're feeling a way about having lots of acne and very fine hair. So while some may consider this very vain, it's something that definitely affects our esteem, how we feel about our skin and our hair. So I'm just going to touch on some simple things. And also, if you take a look at some of my older videos, I had quite a case of acne with a lot of scarring. So hyperpigmentation, which is just like dark marks all over the skin when we get a scar, particularly if we pick, if you're very anxious around acne, and then you have the tendency to put your hands in your face, and quite often we have all kinds of stuff underneath our nails, and we put that on our face, and all of this contributes to the hyperpigmentation of bleaching creams and things actually that are not really safe, and to put them on our skin. This is the largest eliminative organ of the body, and so if we know, you can put cigarette patches and pain patches, and that medication can affect us through the skin. Imagine what's happening when we're putting all these chemicals right near the brain, and let it flood into our system. So that being said, I'm just going to share some simple things. So I'm going to tell you straight out, I am the woman to put fruit and vegetables on my face. So yes, so I consume, we can say technically, you would say the way that I consume is a vegan, but I'd rather not focus so much on the labels as the results. So for me, it's more about eating cruelty-free, first to myself, to my own organs, my brain, my skin. I don't want to eat things that are going to make me suffer. And I want to eat things that are going to lengthen my time on the planet, and where I don't have to struggle so much, because for me, health is my ultimate number one beauty product. So if you take a look, you will see what my skin looks like. I shopped at a health food store. I did everything under the sun. At one time, when Proactive first came out, I was spending about 40 something to $50 on kits of Proactive. And it was exhausting. It was exhausting. It was expensive. It's lots of products. It's lots of anxiety and desperation. So for me, my experience has been food, whole, fresh, living foods. And when I say whole, I'm meaning in the whole form, where you can still recognize the food as a food, with its water intact, its fiber intact, that didn't have any dairy, any salt, just fresh food, really, really simple. We say feed vegan, but my grandma wouldn't use all those terms and labels. Just like, my grandmothers, they didn't say organic. The food was just fresh and natural. And back then, everybody was growing something in their yard. So first of all, I'm eating the food inside. So yes, that's oranges, grapes, limes, apples, lots of greens, lots of cucumber. Is the food that I'm eating. And for me, it is not a diet. It is a mindset, and it's a mentality. So that's a big, if I could leave folks with just one huge gem, is that it's a mentality, right? What I like to say is, I like to eat foods that don't leave waste on my waistline, or don't make me have to work as hard. So definitely I can see patterns. And then when I've done certain things, they have always for years ended me up with a very specific result. When I exercise consistently, I look a certain way. When I eat a certain way, I look a certain way. So that's not dieting. It's a mentality. So I'm going to show you some things that I'm using. These things are so simple. So first of all, my hair is very, very spine textured. It's not dense. So these would be considered semi-freeform locks, because I don't have them growing into one big bunganati, right? It started out double strand twists. I haven't put any mindful of oils, because for me, I found that really can contribute to acne and dust and things getting clogged in the skin. I have oily skin. So in a way that's good. In a way it's not so good if it's trapping things in your skin. And then also if you have very oily sheets and pillowcases, right? And the oil is trapped in it. So first of all, I'm eating the food inside, internal hygiene. And then also you'll see on this channel, there is a video for cucumber thyme hair moisturizer, which is no oil, but made from, again, I'm putting fruits and vegetables. Some people will laugh. You folks at the gym, one of the gyms I've worked at would laugh. One of my colleagues, another fitness professional, saw me putting grapefruit after I ate the grapefruit, rubbing the insides of my face. And she was like, what are you doing? So I was just like, I'm putting food on my face. So I am literally, I'm not exaggerating. Those are my beauty products. Primarily first internal for internal hygiene, and then also on the outside, and it has worked for me. So the other thing that I'm doing in terms of, I'm not a person that prefers makeup, because it felt very constricting. It felt like my skin couldn't breathe. I've had people tell me in different courses I've taken over the years, you know, for business and so on, that makeup helps protect your skin. And I heard where she was coming from, but it just did not resonate with me. So I don't like to make other people wrong, but it just didn't feel right to me. If my skin is all scarred up, there's something that I'm doing. And to me, just to put coverings of, it felt like I was putting plastic on my face, and my face could not breathe. So this is real simple, y'all, in under 5 minutes. Okay, so this is what I'm putting on my lips, if anything. And I have to say, my lips, even when I used to wear all natural lip balms from the health food store, right? Once I learned about some of the chemicals that are in lipstick, I found that if I was going to use something, it would be shea butter or cocoa butter. And I remember someone that used to wear lots of lip gloss. I used to love lip gloss. Lip gloss and mascara are my two favorite beauty products. But first of all, my body is so hydrated from the living foods that I'm eating. I found that my lips felt clogged, if that makes sense, putting anything on them. They felt much better and hydrated. They didn't feel dry or cracked ever when I was eating so much fruits and vegetables. That's number one. And then number two, when I put just a teeny drop on this of, what do you call it? Shea butter or cocoa butter, my lips feel soft, but they don't feel like that that cakey or pasty feeling from lipstick. And even better, here where I am right now, the Mayan folks have organic cacao or chocolate, what is used to make chocolate, and it is raw. It is so, oh my gosh, it is so exquisite and divine. So you can buy these in bars, and this is just raw. This is raw cocoa butter. This is raw cocoa butter, and the raw cocoa butter is what I put on my skin. Now, sometimes I can mix it with the raw shea butter, and I've even come to do some research around the difference between the shea butter that's white and yellow. But sometimes I mix them, but this smells so divine. I always feel like I'm treating myself, and I will rub this right into my skin, the cocoa butter. So this is what I use old school for sunscreen. Some people may disagree, but this is, and my skin feels like butter, like literally like butter. So this is such a treat. I know it doesn't have any chemicals, so I feel good not having chemicals. And then sometimes I'm out on my bicycle and in the sun a lot. So this, I rub it right directly into my skin, and my skin feels like butter. And this, if you want to really treat yourself, the raw cocoa butter, if you rub it on your lips, this is better than any lipstick or lip balm ever. It's not too greasy. It's not too thick where you look like you have melted hot plastic on your lips. It doesn't look so artificial, right? And I noticed, even though I love mascara, I don't know, just, and I explained some of my other videos, I did, I don't know if I want to call it experiment, but I did a process for myself where I took off all jewelry and all mascara, even though I wasn't a big makeup wearer. And then look, I have castor oil, which we're going to go into under my eyes. That's one of my other beauty products. But I took it off for some years. Well, I even took off my earrings. My clients were concerned, even your earrings. I took everything off just to experience sitting with myself with nothing on. I think sometimes just putting something on over and over and over, when you take it off, you kind of feel incomplete. So I remember when I first took off my earrings, I felt kind of like, oof. I cannot walk around without earrings. And I started to notice those feelings of when I took stuff off. It was almost like being addicted to something, and I just could not sit with myself. And I felt like that's a problem. What's interesting is now, even though I love mascara, the couple of times when I put it on, I look, it just feels artificial to me. And I did try some months ago to put some makeup on, just experimenting. I haven't done anything for years and playing around, just playing around with beautification. And I felt like a clown. Now we can say maybe I need to go to Sephora, get a makeover, but I just felt like for the everyday, I'm very active. I ride my bicycle, I sweat, I'm in the garden, and it didn't feel practical. And I felt like it had so much stuff on, I could not wait to get it off. So am I saying I will never do it, put some makeup on? No, maybe one day I'll do it for a photo shoot. But for the most part, I'm very comfortable in my skin, and it's a relief. You may hear the rain in the background. It's rainy season. It is a relief to not have to wear makeup. I remember having like a really intense outbreak of acne, and working in a high-end gym, going in that one day I put on, I just felt it was embarrassing. And then to have such, a sculpted physique, at the time, and to go in with all this acne on my face when I'm so passionate about health, I just felt very uncomfortable. And I felt even more uncomfortable putting the makeup on, because I felt like I had to cover something up, like it was an embarrassment, almost like a failure or something. So to me, it is a relief to not have to wear makeup, because for me, my ultimate beauty product is health, right? So again, the smell of this, and to know it doesn't have, this smells like raw chocolate, but it is from raw chocolate. This is the butter. So this is raw cacao, and you can get it in butter. So wow, it's really torrents of rain coming down here. So I don't even know if this is gonna come through in the signal. So it just feels so natural. It feels so light. Again, I can rub this into my skin. So ladies, treat yourself. We're buying all these lotions and Nivea and all of this stuff that has all of these chemicals in it. This is one ingredient, and it feels so good on your skin. So I keep that here. When it's really hot, it will melt, but it comes in raw bar. So that's one, right? That's what's going on my skin. Then also the other thing that I'm using where I really love mascara is castor oil. So I keep the castor oil in a little bottle, little jar like this. And so here's what I do. I tell you, it only takes me a couple minutes to get in and out if I want to do this. You can get these brushes very inexpensively, right? And I'll just take a little drop of castor oil and put it on the brush. And I'll just brush my eyelashes. It's supposed to stimulate hair growth, right? But that's what I'm using on my eyelashes. So if I'm being active and I'm sweating, I don't have raccoon eyes from makeup running down into my face. So that's it, castor oil. One thing, I keep it in a little jar, and that's it, so inexpensive. And then the castor oil can be used for different purposes. For packs for your womb, keep your womb nice and healthy, to treat tumors and cysts, which a lot of women are dealing with. And so and then I have a brush. So this is what I use. Sometimes I put aloe or just water, and I brush my eyebrows up in here. So I used to tweeze my eyebrows and to get them threaded. So I would caution women to be careful with, first of all, when you're tweezing your eyebrows, usually one is always a little less even than the other. And we're trying to make one catch up with the other. And before you know, we're going from one side to the other side. And when it's hot, the castor oil may melt, but it's no chemicals, right? So when you're tweezing one side and then going to the other side in an effort to even them out, eventually you wind up not having any eyebrows. And sometimes you keep tweezing them from the follicles to the point where they don't grow back anymore. Or we've got so much pencil and brow brush on it, just starts to look very harsh and artificial. So perhaps my eye and my aesthetic has changed, but quite often putting so many layers of stuff on, it can look very harsh and very unnatural. So all I'm doing is using a brush with water, or if I really want them to lay, I'll brush them up and I'll put the aloe leaf plant. That's it. I have some aloe leaf plants. I'll slice a little piece off and I'll just put it on my eyebrows. Sometimes I'll smooth it with my finger, or I'll just brush up and to the side. That's it. So I have aloe or water on my eyebrows. I have cocoa butter / shea butter. You can do a mixture of one or the other. I love rubbing the raw cocoa butter into my lips. Then I have castor oil, right? And then also the other thing, I'm not big on scents. I don't like a lot. Perhaps at the same time that my food was changing over the years, I became very, very sensitive to scents and to chemicals, even if they were supposed to be all natural, to the point where a lot of like things that felt natural, not like artificial perfumes, or like get in a cab and the cab driver has too much cologne on and you can't breathe. So I would say my favorite essential oil, right? And be careful, some essential oils, many of them, you have to cut them in an olive oil or something else, or they can actually burn your skin like tea tree. But this is lemongrass. And this, oh my gosh, the thing that I love about lemongrass, this literally, different oils, they say they have different properties. Lemongrass is such a mood lifter. It is such a bright, citrusy, fresh, clean, happy scent. And oils, just like lavender can relax you. You can use different oils for different things. This you can even mix a little bit into your coconut oil or your shea butter. Put a dab of it in your hair. It's not heavy. This is not oily. But this is like my favorite scent, lemongrass. It's a happy, mood lifting scent, literally. So this you can even mix it with peppermint. Oh my gosh. So lemongrass, just a drop, and it just it's like to enhance, just a teeny drop. I may put it in my hair, because now I don't have any products in my hair. There's Zippo products in my hair. So the only thing that I'll use from my hair is an all natural shampoo, and they are more pricey. You can dilute them. It is worth it. My hair feels totally different. I noticed when I was starting to put oils in my hair, I didn't know what it was back then. But there was a couple of times where I started to get buildup in my hair. And so with very fine hair, I know my concern is preserving my hairline. My hairline is delicate, can't take a lot of pulling. So my concern is not having locks that are heavy and they're combined, they're growing in flat, which I'm totally okay with. But my hair is light. It is light, and it is actually a relief. It is super light and it has body. So before I would be trying to put oil, to make it feel like it has weight on it. I think that's something that people with fine hair, folks with fine hair may try to put and compensate and put oil and things in it to make it feel heavy, to make us feel like we have more hair, if that makes sense. So now I would say now I'm really enjoying the balance of it doesn't feel stripped anymore. I think with trying some cheaper shampoos, my hair felt light, but it also felt stripped and it started to feel brittle. There is a night and day difference when you're using all natural products. That means something from the health food store maybe might cost you $7 or $8 or maybe even $10, but you can always dilute it. Also, if you're not putting products in your hair, you don't have to fight so hard to try to get it out. So, the benefit is it has body in it. It's a softness. It's not a dry that's stripped. The hair's just dry in terms of it's dry, but it's not dried out in terms of crispy and stuff. It feels, best way I can describe it is balance. So I feel like with my hair, as far as beauty, I don't have to do anything. It is such a psychological relief. And it's also a relief to know that I'm not putting anything harmful onto my hair and my scalp. My scalp just feels normal. I don't feel any kind of itching. I don't have any kind of buildup. If I scratch my scalp, there's nothing inside my nails, and it just feels natural. So I get to see the natural color of my hair, which is an interesting brown color, but I feel like I can relax here. So I kind of feel like this is the hair that I wanted. It's not going to be big bunga natis, I would have loved sister locks, but I'm not going to be sitting in the salon for hours and hours. So this is something I can maintain on my own. So my hair, I don't have to do anything. If anything, sometimes I may just spray a little bit of the cucumber spritz on you. So instead of spending, $10, $15 on rose water all the time, which if you want to treat yourself, you can. But it's always wonderful to have things to take care of yourself where you're not dependent outside of yourself. I tell you, it always gets me that this unique beauty stamp is controlled. The beautification for this is controlled by other folks. That really doesn't make sense to me. So I'm like, we can put on our thing. As I do have hair that grows away from the scalp, please share. What do you do? And here's what I do, that I explained before. Being that there's an afro right in here, I just take the hair, a piece that's growing out, and I stick it in. That's it. You know, that's it. That's all that I'm doing for my hair. So, the last thing I would say that I would show, that's my oils, is this. So this is super soft. You can even get a baby. This is super duper soft. I'm not even going to scratch your skin. So from time to time, a little bit of lint. And first time I heard of brushing locks, I'm like, I'm not brushing my hair. Why am I brushing kinky hair? But I do find after I wash it, that I can just gently, just to keep any kind of lint. And sometimes we can have how you say, shed hair that's caught here. And I used to see these little white things, and I was like, what are these white things in my hair? It can look like dandruff. It's not. It's just like shed hair. So it's so gentle. It's not pulling or tugging at all. So if I want to just keep it from looking just it's soft and it's fluffy and it's cottony, but it's not haggard, right? It's not haggard at all. It's not haggard. But this is just something if I wanted to quote unquote neaten the hair. So that's it. I'm not, that's all I'm doing to my hair. And sometimes not even this, but just sometimes after I wash it, look, that's it. And this is not a harsh brush. So this is like super soft, or you can use even like a baby brush, but just for show hair. So that's my beauty routine. And again, my beauty routine is focused around health and nurturing. So I mentioned the castor oil, right? That's what I'm putting. You only need a drop. So if it's really hot, it may melt. That's all I'm putting on my eyelashes. Aloe or water, but the aloe leaf on my eyebrows. One more thing that I do periodically, as long as the skin is not broken out or irritated, is to do facial scrubs. Now, excuse me, with oily skin, I would have never thought that I could use oil on my face, and I don't use it to moisturize my face. No, however, a periodic, very light facial scrub with olive oil and sea salt, and very gently after my skin is moist, to rub that on gently and exfoliate in the shower. That's it. And then when I'm done, I take half of the cucumber rinse that I put in a squeeze bottle for my face, and the other half I use to spritz my hair. And after I've done like a little facial scrub, that's what I put on cotton, and I wipe it across my face. And that's it. No powders, definitely no bleaching creams. That's right up there with perms. For me, not ideal, not interested. So this is what my hair is looking like. So it doesn't feel dried out, crispy. It feels soft, and it feels like afro-y, hair. So I'll just let you see. Little favorites. It's nice and soft now, and they are coming in flat. I think from the back you can see more they're coming in flat. And this one has 3, so maybe I have 2 or 3 with 3. But a big difference here. This feels much more stable, but it feels soft. I don't even say manageable, because I don't know, man. It's a whole other thing. Manageable, I think, for folks with Afro textured hair is finding a way to leave the hair alone. And we're fighting against this when this is what the hair does. So to find styles that are complementary to what our body is already doing, it's like being released from jail. It is literally like being released from jail. So I think this is a wonderful option. Sets of locks, but something that we're doing again with fine hair that's not very dense, where you have less follicles of hair. I say I've gotten several haircuts natural, where the hair has broken off, where one, I used to put so many beads and adornments on the hair, so it was a transition for me to leave the hair alone. And then also you create lots of weak spots in your hair. I can definitely see that now. So there's a big difference between this or even this. And these little skinny ones down here, this feels much more stable. And the stuff again that's growing on the outside, I can just take it and tuck it in there, and it will mat into the rest of the hair. So it's almost like you can't believe it. That is so simple, and you can breathe, you can relax when you don't have to worry about your hair. And as it gets some length, I think we have much more information to share, so we don't have to feel like, that ugly phase of what we can do with the hair. But I think it's wonderful to find things that are complementary to what your body, your hair, and your skin are already doing on their own. Where it's not a fight, it's a struggle that has an undercurrent of insecurity, and I'm not good enough, and I'm not pretty. What can I do to make myself look pretty? And a great example of, and not knocking it because we're very creative. And back in the day, I had my little toothbrush with Vaseline way back in the day. But just to know, we don't have to do that. This is relief because the pulling will thin your hairline out, especially if you have very delicate hair and if you're tender-headed. I'm tender-headed. My hair strands are delicate. It's easy to break off, but I'm not finding what people say is dry, dry, dry. I'm not finding breakage here now. It feels like a balance of softness, and it's spongy. It feels very spongy with no product. So it's like an epiphany, and I feel like I wanted that fluff. So this is as dense as it's going to get. So the fluffiness, I think, is really a relief for those women with fine hair that are trying so desperately to get a lock or a twist to have a natural hairstyle. But when we twist it down, we're twisting it, trying to make the hair go against what it does naturally. The hair wants to fluff out. It's like an epiphany. That's why I say with the food, it's not a diet. With the hair, um, it is like a lifestyle of what I would say is radical self-acceptance of what the hair is. And so I find it's like an epiphany. I feel I'm really loving my hair. I'm loving my skin from just doing and supporting it in what it naturally wants to do. My skin wants to be hydrated from the inside with the fruits and vegetables. That's what it wants. That's what it's responding to. My skin and my body respond. They respond to exercise. I can watch water retention drop from exercise, like pounds of it. So and I'm doing it also because of the way it makes me feel. So it's natural. It's a mentality. This is a relief. And then if you want to experience length, you can experience length. I've worn my hair in a peach fuzz, cut to the scalp for many, many, many years. And now I'm going to experience the length of this, especially now as I've gotten to a sweet spot where I feel like I can leave it alone. It has body. Yes, it does blow in the wind. So remember back in the day, everybody was doing those doobies. We don't have to do that. So to find what is the unique fit for you is such a relief financially, psychologically, emotionally. It's a relief to find, what it does. So I'm feeling like, wow, this is okay. My hair is really loving it. It loved double strand twist, but it's loving this even more. So someone had asked me, do I feel like starting my locks is a part of my spiritual growth? And when I said we are spiritual, but just turning in, loving yourself more, coming more into your own, that's how I'm taking the context of what they meant. So my whole natural journey has been that. But this is a whole another level yet again, from a little rounded Nefertiti cut to super, super low for maybe a couple of decades, to growing it out to double strand twists, to it locking on its own, me not wanting locks and then submitting to locks, and then seeing what my hair is going to do all over again. And also keeping in mind, it was not doing, it didn't come out the way I thought it would with lots of tutorials. So I'm embracing this, and I'm loving that it's fluffy and cottony at the scalp, and I feel like it's really complimentary to my hair. Look at mosquitoes coming in here. Ooh, it's rainy season. So I want to encourage women with very fine afro textured hair, delicate hair, and those women with acne. Makes no sense, right? If anyone is going to experience wealth, right, in a cyclical economy off of our unique beauty stamp, it should be us, right? We should control the means of production. So that might mean investing in cucumbers and avocado farms and growing some of those things. So I just wanted to share that to just really encourage women that are concerned about their hair and concerned about hyperpigmentation and acne, which I had a lot of, and concerned about having a natural, healthy body weight, that it is totally possible. So share this video with someone who who struggles with their hair, or says that they hate their hair, the color and all of that, who may need some encouragement with their weight. Someone that would like to start a garden, please come on over and enjoy the content on the channel. And then also know that as we go through different phases, right, through our 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s, and even our 50s, that is totally possible to embrace your hair, to have hair that is versatile, that you can, it can be corporate if you want to put something, it's all of that. It's such a relief. It's such relief. So I invite you to enjoy the journey and make use of the content. All right. Create a great day on purpose, and I will see you in the next video.